Hi, it's Lori Scherer with the Scherer team with my partner.
Dan Carp from the Carp Group.
And we're laughing because we do like to have fun and be effective with what we do in our careers and our business and our industry with everyone who we have the pleasure of working with. We'd like to talk to you today from two perspectives. We are definitely in a changing market. It is a very heavy buyer's market right now. And I do work with a lot of sellers. And so in working with a lot of sellers, it's my job, my responsibility, my passion to make sure that they are successful in selling their home. Now, there are more buyers looking for homes, except that there are way more listings that are available. So why would one listing be more attractive for one of those buyers to purchase? In my opinion, it's the following. It's price. It's price, value, and condition. And what we're finding is sellers that come in and price their home really below market value are getting more interest, multiple offers, and more healthy offers than sellers who have a more antiquated mentality of, well, I want to list it here, but I'm negotiable. Let them bring me an offer and, I'll negotiate. That doesn't work anymore. What works is from the starting gate to have been raising your hand the highest. I want to sell my home. Come see what I have. I'm reasonable. I'm smart. I know that you are sitting in the driver's seat, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, and I want to sell my home to you. So I'm going to price my home to really attract the majority of buyers.
And you talk about the price being here. So when a seller is looking at comps, what are they looking at? They're looking at trailing 6 months or looking at the last 3 months. So if the market continues to turn into a buyer's market, and pricing softens a little bit and days on market accumulate, when they're looking at sold comps, they're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So if this is here and they want to price here, the market's now here. Mm-hmm. Not that it's 10%, 15% below, but we have to look at what the trend is. If the trend is going this way, we need to price ahead of that curve. If the trend is going up, sure, we could price ahead and we could take a bit more risk on the sell side. So it's coming with data, and the knowledge that you bring on the listing side is so crucial. And it's just a discussion to have that strategy. Not on the buy side. Laura and I were talking about this before. I'm going to use an example, and then we could talk detail. But there was a client who was moving from New York down to Florida, not unusual, mm-hmm. and they were looking in Parkland in a community, and the house was listed at 1.275, and we put an offer in at $1.010 million. Now, a lot of buyers wouldn't even want to put an offer; they feel like we're insulting, and so part of it is knowing the data, knowing the market, and representing our buyers in the proper way. And it's not just being super aggressive. Yes, we could be aggressive, but it's also validating where the data is and what it looks like. And we got a response from the seller's agent at $1,175,000. And so they came down about $100,000. We came back from $1,010,000 to $1,025,000. They came back at $1,075,000. We said, look, in good faith, we're going to raise $5,000. We countered at $1,030,000. We got the offer accepted. And had the sellers listed the property at $1,050,000, $1,150,000, or $1,175,000 2-3 months ago, they would have been under contract at 1.1, possibly even more.
Sooner,
and for more money. And so, to Lori's point, pricing it strategically is super important. On the buy side, if we see a pricing error, we're going to try to take advantage of it and be aggressive and assertive, because the reality is, there are so many buyers who won't even look at the house because it's quote unquote overpriced. So it's important to know both buyer and seller side.
So pricing below the current market, because the numbers haven't caught up yet. And don't tell your sellers not listen to their neighbors. Listen to us.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. Have a great day.